Okay, so 3-5 day 2. Still writing equations. This one we're going to look at a graph that's modeling the total cost for joining a gym. We're going to write the equation of the line and explain the meaning of the slope and the y-intercept of this line. So the first thing we're going to do is find the slope. And we have two coordinates already given to us. So we can just very easily take 363 minus 231 over 5 minus 2. And that equals 44. Find the y-intercept. And here's where you can use the slope and one of the points on the graph. So I'll revert to the other way of finding b. So I'm going to use the smaller number just because it's a smaller number. So y is 231. Slope is 44. X is 2, and I'm going to try to find b. 231 equals 88 plus b. So b equals 231 minus 88, which is 11 minus 8 is 3 to 143. So then the equation of the line would be y equals 44x plus 143. What does the slope mean? The slope would be what? The cost per month. And the y-intercept is that initial cost. Initiation fee, whatever you want to call that. Okay, so most of the forms that we've been doing has been our slope-intercept form, our y equals. We also have what is called standard form. Standard form is when we have the variables on one side of the equal sign and the constant on the other. So that's that form ax plus by equals c, where a and b are not both zeros. Okay, so when we're in standard form and we want to graph the equation, we can do a couple different things. We can find what's called the x and y intercepts, and the x-intercept is when y equals 0. So you just put a 0 in for, y. And then the same thing for the y-intercept is when x equals 0. So you put a 0 in for x and solve. And then you just have to plot those 2 points, because 2 points is what make a line. So y is 3, x is 4, and then just connect. Easy enough. Okay, so you have a few to try on the next. Okay, so now we're going to model a real-world application. And right now it says you can rent DVDs at a local store for $4 each. An internet company offers a flat fee of $15 per month for as many rentals as you want. How many DVDs do you need to rent to make the online rental a better buy? So what we can do is we can graph each of these two scenarios. The first one is going to be the local store. So I'm going to call the local store Y1. And the local store says that they are $4 for each DVD, X being the number of DVDs. And then the online, it doesn't matter how many are rent, okay? It's a flat fee of $15 a month. So it's strictly going to be Y equals 15. I'm going to graph each scenario. I counted these by twos. 10, 12, 14, 16. So Y equals 15 is going to be right here. So that's Y1. And then my scale down at the bottom, which is the number of DVDs, right, counts every other space by 2. So they're counting by ones. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So graphing Y equals 4X. Whoops. Sorry, I numbered this wrong. This is Y2. Y equals 4X. So one DVD is going to be at 4, 2 at 8, 3 at 12, 4 at 16. So it's going to look like that, right? And that's our Y1. So, how many DVDs do you need to rent to make the online rental a better buy? You have to rent, well, you can see it's somewhere between 3 and 4, or it's when the two are equal. So it's, you need to rent 4 or more for online to be cheaper. Oops. Okay, so you have 2 to try, and then we close out the lesson. So pause the video, try those, and then press play. Okay, new number 10 is a little tricky with the buy. If you had a 2-for-1 coupon, you get that extra one, so that's why we do the -1 answer. So if you rent 2, which you have to rent 2 for the coupon to work, if you rent 2, you only really are paying for 1. So if you rent 3, it's still 2 for 1, so you're still paying for 2, and etc. When it gets up to 4, it works a little bit differently, but we can try that for now. We'll give you a good guesstimate of what you would need to do. Closing the lesson, how do you write an equation of a line? Okay, so using coordinates of 2 points. You find the slope. You can then use 1 point and slope. To find the y-intercept. And then write using y equals mx plus b. So this is substitute. Okay, that's it. End of 3-5.